The Kettleers ventured to Bourne to face the Braves tonight, still riding a 2-game win streak after rain prevented them from finishing yesterday's game. Cotuit looked to get off to a better start than they had in yesterday's unofficial yet dismal few innings, as Zach McCambly got the start and heated up very fast, striking out 5 in his first 2 innings of work and finishing his day with a great line, going 5 1/3 with 7 Ks and 0 earned runs. So while McCambly kept Bourne from scoring for over half the game, the Kettleers got to work dismantling the Braves' pitching staff. In the third, Joey Loperfido led off with a double, and Adam Oviedo was quick to get him around to score, as he roped a single down the left field line for Cotuit's first run of the game. And in the fifth, a double by Parker Chambers and a single by Casey Schmidt would put runners at the corners for Mason McWhorter, who got a hold of one and lined it deep to left, but the Bourne left fielder was able to snare it and prevent an extra base hit, so the hard-hit ball would only end up as a sac fly that drove in Chambers, making it 2-0 Cotuit. In addition, coming off a big offensive night in Harwich, Dante Williams felt like flashing his leather once again to remind us of his defensive prowess, and he awed the Cotuit faithful with a stunning diving catch to snag a line drive in short center. The Kettleers would keep on out-hitting Bourne too, as they were working off the Braves' 4th pitcher by the 7th inning, and they showed no mercy too, as Casey Schmidt cracked a sharp ground ball that got by the third baseman, which he was able to stretch into a double through a great hustle on the base path. Mirroring the events of the third inning, Mason McWhorter would line a single to right that would score Parker Chambers and make it 3-0 Cotuit. Later in the 7th, in a pressure situation with 2 outs and the bases loaded, Adam Oviedo would step up to the plate and step up for his team, lining a single between the shortstop and third baseman that would score Casey Schmidt and provide even more run separation from Bourne. With the bases still loaded after Oviedo's hit, Mason McWhorter would also score by dashing home on a wild pitch, coming in standing up to mark a 5-0 lead for Cotuit. From there on, Cotuit wouldn't flinch, as Casey Schmidt, who had entered in relief in the 6th, wouldn't make a single mistake. He would fan 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th as part of multiple 3-up, 3-down innings to get the save and finalize Cotuit's 2nd shutout win in a row. This win presents a smorgasbord of impressive stats for Cotuit. They've now thrown 23 2/3 consecutive shutout innings, and they've only used 4 pitchers in their last 2 games, striking out 23 batters in those games. They've won 5 of their last 6 and hit .293 as a team over that span. The Kettleers seem to be hitting their stride, which is great for a period in the season where they need to stay competitive with Falmouth and Wareham in the standings. Looking ahead, the Kettleers will be at home to face Orleans tomorrow. And with some final words for tonight, we spoke with Coach Roberts about his team's performance. And to send you to that and signing off for the Cotuit Kettleers, I'm Jacob Cohen.
Coach, Zach McCambly, rock solid again today. What did you see out of him on the mound?
Well, he's really aggressive. He's attacking the hitters. I mean, he's attacking the runners at first base and second base. I mean, he doesn't lob the ball over there. He goes after them. And, he comes out of a great program at Coastal Carolina. And I don't think he had maybe the spring that he wanted to have. But I'll have to say I've enjoyed watching him pitch. And he's not only has a great arm, he has a really sharp breaking ball, and he stays ahead of the count, and he competes like crazy. So I thought he and Cody did a really good job of communicating tonight.
Good. Adam Oviedo was on base 4 times today, kind of broke out a tiny bit from his recent slump. How nice was it to see that guy kind of get back into a rhythm at the plate?
Well, this is Adam's 2nd year, and I have a lot of confidence in Adam. You know, I don't think he's ever in a slump. I think sometimes he just doesn't attack it like he should. And in the last 3 or 4 games, Adam, if you look at the game situation, he has had some, very big hits. You know, he got the 2nd run at Harwich the other night in the 2-0 win, and today with the bases loaded, 2 strikes, 2 outs, he comes up with a big base hit after we struck out a couple times. So, Adam's playing very solid baseball, both offensively and defensively for us.
Kind of in a weird situation after yesterday's game that wasn't really a game. How do you approach that with the team? Do you just kind of tell them to forget about it, or do you acknowledge that it was there and just move on?
Well, I just said, I hope it's an aberration. Yeah, those days happen, and I think probably we we'll learn from that game, not only tonight, but I think in the future. And I think Jackson Wolf, needs to learn a lot from that game in regards to when you don't have great stuff, you have to learn to finesse it. And I thought he just kept trying to ram the fastball in there when it wasn't there. So you learn from it. And are we fortunate that we get to play the game over again? Yeah, we're pretty fortunate because they beat us up pretty bad for 3 innings.
Any update on Aubrey Major? He was taken out early in this one.
He's got a little hamstring tightness, and I wanted him out because he's had that problem before, and we'll keep working on it. I think it's something that's probably going to bother him for a while, so I think we just have to be real careful. And I think he and Araj are kind of going back and forth with hamstrings, so maybe we'll get Araj back if Aubrey can't play, and that would be great. And we get Gonzalez back tomorrow, and I look forward. I love our club no matter who's playing, but I look forward to writing Nick's name in that first slot again.
Oh, yeah.